Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this, and it's a mindset, and it's exactly this. What if it all works out? So I'll get to that in a minute. It's actually cold out. It was supposed to get up into the 40s, and right now it's 30 and windy. So might make this a short video because the wind is blowing and I'm starting to freeze already. Just got started. So hope everybody's well. Take a couple of breaths, but not too many because it's cold. So yesterday's video was all about the stories we tell ourselves. And as I explained in that video, many of the stories are, oh no, this isn't working, it's not going to work, this is going to be the rest of my life, doom, gloom, catastrophic thinking, all that kind of stuff. And one thing that we can do is when we start to do that, we don't necessarily need to launch into an equally long, drawn-out rumination story to counteract the whole, every aspect of the doom and gloom story. We can literally just interrupt the rumination on everything that's wrong with this. Well, what if it all works out? All right. And a lot of you people will go, well, it hasn't yet, so who am I to think it's going to in the future? But again, it gets down to the fundamentals as to what's actually going on. If you understand that the perception of the brain is what's creating the symptoms, and that in the vast, vast majority of cases, it's a false perception based on misinformation. That misinformation creates fear, and therefore it's a false alarm, and therefore temporary. Once we learn how to turn off that alarm, what if it could work out? It can. Now, the tough part is believing that and making a decision that I'm going to do what it takes to support that. But I really think this reframing of all the negative, fearful stories into, well, what if it goes well? What if everything works out? What if I do get it better? And I think that takes a lot of the sting away from the fear by opening up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, what if things work out? And I like that because that puts a good feeling in my heart, And this goes for anything. You're going for a job interview and you're all nervous. Well, what if it goes well? You're doing anything. What if it goes well? Because if you focus on the negative outcome that you're afraid is going to happen, it's more likely to happen that way. If you leave the house terrified that you're going to get hit with some symptoms, you're more likely to get them. Why? Because the driving force behind symptoms is simply perceived danger, aka fear. So why fuel the fear when you can neutralize it with accurate knowledge that I'm really not sick or broken? And so, if you're about to go do something and you've got some fear, maybe it'll all work out. Maybe I'll do okay. I expect to do well. And even if symptoms come along for the ride and they're present, or even bad, I've made it through every bad day I've had. I'm still here. And I'll make it through this thing that I'm potentially fearing. But I really like the reframing to go, yeah, I'm a little bit scared, but maybe it'll all work out. Maybe I'll do fine. I like that. Try it. Try it on for size. Use it often. What you'll find is that you're not nearly as afraid as you may have been if you didn't kind of reframe things and say, well, maybe things will go well. Maybe everything will work out. So, it's kind of crazy that my fingers are already freezing out here. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I love you folks. And yeah, I know I could have shot inside, but I like when there's daylight and I can get outside a little bit. So I love you folks. And we'll see you tomorrow. As always, take care.